Everybody, welcome to Storm Talk. This is Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good. Really no major thunderstorm systems to track. You can see the lightning showing up here on the temperature map in our southern counties. We'll get to that in a second, but that's it as far as thunderstorm action goes. It's mainly a relatively quiet pattern and a cool pattern, very early spring-like, almost late winter, early spring-like type of pattern developing as we enter this week. We'll get to that in a second. First off, though, it's 65 here in town, 57 into Seymour. And we've got that rain to the south, thunderstorms, flash flood issues starting to develop. Got advisories out for flash flooding potentially in our southern counties. That's just outside of wave country. But watch out for those year-round. Adair County into Greene and Taylor, steady flow of rain. Still can't rule out some gusty winds across Adair County as that flow remains stuck. You see, it's not moving very much to the east. It's a constant training effect of southwest to northeast across our southern county. So that's the reason why the flooding concern is going to continue to rise in that zone. Further to the north here in Louisville, nice and quiet for now. Could see a few showers later on. Here's the setup. This is that same area of low pressure we were talking about last week that is working its way slowly to the east. It'll go up the eastern seaboard. You can see the trough waiting to be pulled down. It tugs it down. As it does so, that cutoff low is what it looks like it's going to be now. It's going to work its way to the south, right over into the Appalachians in Virginia and sit there and then work its way off to the east. That is going to be the setup between now and Mother's Day. Now, the good news with that is that it looks far enough east as it drops down, because, models last week were trying to hint that it could go right over us, which would have been a lot worse of a scenario when it comes to rain and getting out of that cool pattern in time for Derby. With it going more to our east, that does set us up to a much more favorable spot to be on a showery part initially, and then a better chance to clear and recover as it begins to pull to the east just in time for Oaks and Derby. So good news there, but the bad news will be the cool shot of air that's coming our way. Let me show our in-house model first, and we'll get into some of the other data to show you. Later on for tonight and overnight tonight, still some showers as that low moves off to the east. Some showers will be tugged down. We'll see that trend continue as we head into Tuesday. As we start to pull down that area of low pressure across Canada, it's going to start to drop to the south. Showers will continue to increase. And then we'll see more showers as we head into Wednesday morning, right ahead of that low as it drops in. And here it is, Wednesday afternoon, just in time for the boat race. Now, I'm on the Belle of Cincinnati, Kevin's on the Belle of Louisville, and we have yet to have really nice weather each of the years we've been out there. It's been just always chilly and kind of rainy. But you know what? Everybody still has a blast in that boat because you can go inside. But there's definitely going to be some showers around, looks like, and some chilly air. And when you're on the water, you got to knock about 10 off of these numbers for the reality of what it will be when you get out there. And then as we head into Parade Day, cuts off here, but the Parade Day, still some influence of some clouds and showers, mainly along and east of 65. That could impact the parade more so temperature-wise than I do think rainfall-wise. Looking at the Schreff ensembles, it's got scattered showers between now and through Tuesday, and then Wednesday is when it peaks out as that low drops in, and by the time we head into Parade Day, we begin to see it become more to the east and very low chances for rain after that. So our highest rain chance looks to be Wednesday, although tomorrow won't be anything to sneeze at either. Some scattered showers will be around. Temperature-wise in the Schreff model, this is interesting. This is going to be Wednesday night. This model here takes us below 40 degrees into the mid-30s. Now, it's by itself at this moment. This ensemble, I should say. The core, the average there, is still averaging out about mid-40s. That's probably what we're going to be going with. Mid-40s for Wednesday night into early on Parade Day, Thursday. And then Thursday, right around 60 or so, depending on if we get any sun. That'll help out things tremendously. But a cool day on Thursday, and even cool day as we head into the next couple days, really. There's not much in the way of warmth. I mean, this is the 70-degree line right here, and most of the temperatures are below that, so cool weather. All right, so let's get into the Canadian model. This is the one I'm going to pick because I think the Canadian has actually it has a cold bias at times, but sometimes in these scenarios, cold advection scenarios, especially with cutoff lows, I've seen it do better than the other model. So I'm leaning toward the Canadian idea at this point on especially timing and temperature profiles. So here it is on Wednesday. There's that trough, the cutoff low dropping in across Ohio. Showers likely as we head into Wednesday. The effect on temperatures, as I've mentioned, 50s will be a common idea here. A few areas could get into the 60s, but 50s will dominate underneath that core of that low. Chilly. As we into Thursday morning, this is the Canadian. It's got its mid-40s, lower 40s in a few pockets, got 30s, any frost potential up here around Chicago where the sky is clear. Our saving grace would be the idea if we stay cloudy, and we likely will, and we stay a little bit elevated on winds, even if we were to drop into the 30s, I don't think frost would be that big of an issue at this point. We'll watch this. You never know on frost issues until you get right up on them. because sky condition and the wind are key on that. But at this point, it does look chilly. The chilliest night will be Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, as we head into parade day, it does look like we will have some recovery, again, because that core of the low now is going to be over here, just to our east, so we'll start to see some recovery, especially west of 65, but even here in Louisville, we'll begin to recover, not quite to normal. 60s, cloudy at times, maybe a shower, mainly east of the city. I think Louisville may end up squeezing out a dry day out of that. We'll monitor that as we head through time here. The Canadian model doesn't have any precipitation really over us, keeps us over the core of that low as it heads off to the east, but I can't rule out a few showers between Louisville and Lexington in the afternoon hours. All right, so just keep that in mind if you're heading to the Pegasus Parade. Now, Oaks Day, we begin to recover. It's got us around 68 to 70 for high. Now, our dew points are forecasted to be in the lower 40s, so that tells me right off the bat we're likely going to overachieve with some sunshine. So 70s, to me, appear more likely, at least for a few hours on Oaks Day. So if you're heading to Oaks, dress for 60s. Dress for 60s. But keep in mind that for about a 2 to 3 hour period on Oaks Day, we will likely be in the lower 70s. But still dress for 60s. Just kind of keep that in mind for your wardrobe planning purposes. Now, as we head into Derby Day, the Canadians got us close to 80 degrees. Again, another day where we could overachieve. Dew points still go back up, so the ability to overachieve is going to be slightly reduced because we've got more moisture in the atmosphere. Dry air heats and cools more rapidly than moist air, and when you add higher dew points, that slows the thermometer down just a tad. But still, I think we can, especially with the front dropping in from the north, we have a good chance to get a good south flow and get us into the lower 80s. So for Derby Day, dress for the 70s. But keep in mind, we may spend a few hours, 2 to 3 hours in the 80s on Derby Day, but dress for the 70s, which is already warm. All right, if you got all that clothing on, your suit and your dresses and everything, 70s is warm. Oaks Day is going to feel great. Derby Day may get to the point where you start sweating a little bit. But it does look dry, and it does look mainly sunny. But here's where problems start to develop. I mentioned that front to our northwest. There it is around Chicago. It should stay to our north on Derby Day, but on Mother's Day, it drops in and kind of bisects wave country in an east-west fashion. The result on that would be temperature. Showing 50s for Mother's Day. Warm weather north and south of that rain band. So don't cancel your Mother's Day plans yet, because if that rain band is slower than expected across Indiana, then we'll be in the 70s more than likely, if not lower 80s. If that band is a little quicker, then it may be a cool day. But don't cancel plans yet, because the timing of this is really going to depend a lot on how that cutoff low that drops down for Wednesday and Thursday this week, how quickly that moves out is going to affect that front for the weekend and how much of an impact it'll have on our weather. So don't worry about that just yet. Just know we're watching Mother's Day as well for those you have plans. All right, so there you have it, guys. It's Derby Week forecast. A little showery and cool at times now through at least Steamboat Day for the boat race on Wednesday. Maybe a shower on Parade Day, but I think Thursday Parade Day is going to be our improving day. We're going to begin to improve things. The result of that improvement will be Oaks and Derby. Great timing on that. All right, that's it for now. Don't forget we have the great bed races live on Wave 3 News tonight. And then Don G now will be at the parade preview, where you get a chance to get up close and personal to all the floats. That'll be tomorrow at the South Wing, the Fair and Expo Center. Don G now will be live out there, so come out and say hi to us. We'll be out there just like we've been the past several years. And, of course, Kevin and I will be on the steamboats on Wednesday. And then, of course, Kevin and Don and myself will be part of our Derby coverage for the Parade Day on Thursday. And, of course, Wave 3 News is your home for Oaks and Derby. It's a busy week for us. It's exciting. We're looking forward to it. We'll catch you then.